Today on the Outer World Workshop, we're going to finish the Dejarik Table or Hollow Chest Table from the Millennium Falcon. Hello Outer Worlders and welcome to the Outer World Workshop. Today we're finally finishing the Dejarik or Hollow Chest Table. This Hollow Chest Table has taken me a lot of time. The last few videos, the last time I worked on the table was around January, beginning of February. And now, finally, I have some time off from work and I can finally finish the table. There's a lot of details that are left to be done, so let's just get into it.
First, we use these decoders that I bought through the Dejarik Builders Facebook group. And I also bought some other parts that we're going to see later on in the video. So we put them through the holes. They basically screw in. And if they don't, just make the hole a little bigger and they will. You can even glue them in. I 3D printed the knobs. Just press them in. Even though they don't do nothing now, if you would like in the future to use them as controls for the game, in that group there's a whole section explaining where you can get the parts and also how to make your Dejarik table so you can play with it. Also, I 3D printed these cylinders where the lights are going to be. And I bought these also through the group. These are blue and red acrylic circles, which I'm going to sand down so I can diffuse the light a little bit. So I stick them all to this double-sided tape so I can put the cylinders on there and they won't move. So to glue down the cylinders, what I'm going to use is a little bit of super glue. Just pour it a little bit on this cardboard, not on the acrylic, and use a toothpick so we can carefully put a little bit of this super glue around this 3D printed cylinder, and that's enough to glue them on. Man, I wish that worked this fast. So to power up the lights, I'm using a Ryobi inverter with a simple battery because I'm just going to use Christmas lights. It has 7 functions to light up the table. Since it's going to be mostly decorative, it's not going to be to play with. So these lights, I just stick them through the holes where the acrylic circles are supposed to be, stick the lead into the bottom part of the cylinder and just push them in. No glue at all. If they do not go in, just use a drill bit and just make them a little bit bigger. This way, if you need to change them, it's easier to take out. And we do that on both sides. Now these stickers also got the design through the group. I printed out myself and I had to cut them all out. And this is the order in which they have to go. So I used this as my guide and just stuck them all on there and then put a light coat of clear on them to protect them more. And here they are. I also numbered them so I know in which order they go. You can see 1, 2, and 3, and that's starting from the left to the right. I'm also going to secure the inverter. So I'm just using some plumber strap to secure it in there so it won't rattle if I ever need to move the table around. So since the inverter, if you can see, it's upside down, I'm going to put this piece of PVC panel, right? It's thin. And I'm just going to use it as a base to put some screws in so I can use them as buttons. So I mark the placement of each button for the controls for the lights and also to turn on and off the inverter on the PVC, as you can see here. And I'm going to drill some holes, put in some screws, and use these as push buttons and levers to control these lights. There's a lot of ways that this can be done, but I'm just looking for the easy and quick way to do it. So this is for the lights, has a couple of nuts on them so we can press that button, and the other one is just a straight screw about 1/2 inch so it could give some pressure up towards the inverter and turn it on. I'm just checking if it fits, if they're correct. And if you can see a little bit towards the left and the right corners, you can see the lights are on, so it's working. So I secured that also from the bottom. So now back to the buttons. Since I numbered them, I put them in order. First, put them in the channel where they go so I can space them correctly, and then start gluing from the middle towards the sides. Inside the channels, there are two little tabs that make contact with the keys. So I just put some super glue on there, and when I press them down, they make contact and they get glued to the table. So I'm using now some for rent signs to use the plastic on them, because I'm gonna make some displays for those little spots that you see there. I cut them into squares, make sure they fit, because normally they would have some screens there displaying different functions. But since this is purely decorative, I'm just gonna make it up as it was fake. So I push them in there, make sure it's snug, and then I mark the opening so I can make the designs inside, cut them out, and then light them from the back. I also made a box with thin PVC so I can put lights in there and illuminate this plastic. I'm going to put a little bit of aluminum tape in there to just use it as a reflective surface for the lights. And here is the piece all cut out. I'm using this from a face shield, clear plastic, so I can put it behind it. And I glued it, and then I colored the front of it just enough so we can see through the holes. And then the back part, that's why I use clear plastic, so we can sand it so it can diffuse a little bit of the light. There are two parts of this graphic that has colors, so I just painted it with a little bit of a magic marker. So I'm sticking the lights onto the boxes so we can light up this graphic. And I'm just sticking it on there without cutting or anything. I just want to do it the simplest way possible. And then just have the bottom part stick out in both sides. And then we glue the graphic to the front. And if you need to trim the edges, all we do is trim a little bit. And then we can put them inside the space. Make sure it's snug. I didn't have to use any glue because I made them as snug as possible, but if not, just a little bit of hot glue to hold it in just in case we need to pull it out. And very carefully, without damaging the leads on the top, we just push it in a little bit, and there you see the graphics. And we do that in both sides. I changed up the graphics a little bit on both sides just to make it a little bit interesting. I don't know if anybody's gonna notice, but yeah, I know. Now, using a Lazy Susan, I stick it onto this aluminum circle. It's 24 inches, 1/8 thick, so I can sand it down and give it a brushed aluminum look. I use different grit sandpaper to do this. It took a while, but it looked pretty good. So I also send out to make this sticker. In the Dejarik group, you can send out for it, but for me here where I live in Puerto Rico, it was better for me just to take the graphic over to a print shop and have them make it for me. So I'm using a little bit of soap and water just to make it slippery so I can move it around and put it in place. I also put a little bit of soap and water onto the aluminum plate. And now we just try to stick the graphic on there as best possible and smooth it out. My graphic wasn't completely round, so yeah, there's two sections that didn't make it all the way to the end, but it's okay. I think it gives a character, and it was a story maybe I can make up in the future about how this table was done incorrectly. I don't know. It's a story I can make up some other time. I can't come up with nothing now. And now slowly we peel off the top protective coating and just make sure we take out all the bubbles. There you go. Another thing that the table needs is pinstriping, of course. And in the group, you can get this template to help you just mark where the pinstripes go. It's a lot of help, but still, the pinstriping is very difficult because it's a round or circular piece of furniture. It's a little difficult to get them pretty straight. Some parts I had to do 3 and 4 times, but it was painstakingly awful. But I had it. But I did it, and I think it looks pretty good. Maybe in the future I'll take them out again and just do them all over. But for now, I think it looks pretty good.
And there it is, the Dejarik or hollow chest table from the Millennium Falcon. This was a lot of work, but it was a fun project. I got to do a lot of things that I normally don't do, and I want to get into more, and it will help me a lot during the making of the rest of the room. So yeah, it was a good way to start. And even though there's a lot of things that are not perfect, like the pinstriping, it's very difficult to get it completely straight, no matter how many marks we put on. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I might make some improvements later on. Like I noticed that in the sides, the 2 end pieces are different colors in different settings. I was using my reference so when I went to Galaxy's Edge, and they have them all the same color. But then when I looked over other pictures, I noticed that the ones in the corners were the opposite color. So I might change them out. It's pretty simple just to pop them out and put in a new LED and just put them on the other side. But so far, I'm very happy with it. There's only one thing needs to be done, and they are the hollow chest creatures, the playing pieces. I already have them printed out, and that will be in a future video when we just finish them and paint them and have them all ready to display on the table. But I want to thank you once again for being here with me during this journey. The beginnings of my Star Wars room, it's going to take a while to finish, but step by step, little by little, we will get there. And thank you once again for being here in Outer World Workshop. And if you like this content, remember you can subscribe if you haven't already. You can share this content also so other people can subscribe to it and can help me just get more subscribers on the channel. Also, I have a Patreon if you're interested in just helping me out that way and be a patron of the channel. I really appreciate it. And I also have in the link down below my Amazon wish list if you wish to help me in that way also. So I just want to thank you once again. Can't thank you enough for just watching my videos and being with me on this journey. So once again, thank you and see you in the next one. Remember, subscribe, like, and hit that bell so you can be notified when I do new videos and put out new content. See you in the next one.